Hey guys.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
I'm good. There's something we're talking about today, guys. So we've received, well, before we get into it, but let's introduce ourselves.
You are joined by myself, Abby Soye.
Rosalind.
And Ken. Hold on, what's the silence? You just did this.
I did this.
Yeah, where's the noise?
Oh, I don't always join you guys. You don't like
For
that?
real?
Yeah, I don't
Are we
always.
that
I didn't
loud?
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I always thought we're all doing
I
it.
thought we were all doing it.
Low-key, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one doing it, but we're all doing it.
I'm sorry.
All right.
We can do it again.
No.
Do it again.
No, it's okay.
1, 2, 3.
That's what I like. How are you girls doing?
Yeah. It was a bit of a crazy morning for all of us, but
the boss is really fighting us.
I'm
Guys.
TFO.
but yeah, feeling good. Yeah.
How was your week?
Busy. It's been a really busy week. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the start of the year always feels so like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So it's just been very. There's not even a word or a sound. It's just. So yeah. Yeah, it's been so
that.
heavy. I can't lie.
I've been battling with the flu, so I've just
Oh my god.
recovered. So that took a lot of my beginning of the year. But yeah, feeling a bit
Everyone
better
is
now.
getting sick.
It's mad.
Literally, if anyone is coughing, I didn't even hide it. I was on the train the other day, yeah, and then I was basically standing adjacent to the woman like this, and she coughed. I was just like, and I just I'm not gonna pretend like everyone is just coughing like a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What's
a
going
lot.
on?
But guys, the flu vaccine, I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to be with vaccines, but I never thought I would even consider it. Like, are we getting old? Like, I feel I should take it.
I always get it.
Oh, seriously?
I always get it
I
every
feel
year.
like I'm literally like, I have to consider getting it because it's even the same as, drinking. Back then, you have a few cocktails, you wake up, you'll be feeling fine. And now, the migraine when you wake up is mad. Like, I feel like as we're getting older, my immune system, my ability to just get up is, so this flu attacked me in a way, I think it was even worse than COVID. Like, it attacked me, yeah. So, oh no.
Yeah, no, you get that. I always
30
get
plus.
it. I know, 30 plus. You gotta get
ghetto.
those vitamins.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Drink your
changing
water.
your water.
Yeah.
Everything.
Crazy.
We're doing annual scan, annual checks.
Guys, sorry, my sister did a full body at her gym. They do like this body check thing or whatever.
Or is it the machine?
Yeah,
What?
and it tells
Seriously?
you like the age of your body.
Yeah. Oh, but I hate that thing.
My sister's 39,
Yeah.
turning
Ooh.
40 in April. Her body age is 24.
Wow.
But I believe
your
it
sister,
though.
your sister look good.
I believe it. I
Just
can,
no,
I
but
can see that
guys.
for her.
She's had 2 children. She's almost 40. But still, I was like, I would love to do that, but I know they're going to tell me I'm like 50. So
Yeah,
forget
I
that.
don't
They
want
tell
them
me
to
I'm
tell
50
me
with 5
anything.
kids. So it's fine. Like,
Yeah, I don't want them to.
it's amazing. I was like, rah, I want to do that.
What gym is that?
I don't know, somewhere around.
It must be one
I-
bougie
Camden
gym
or
because full body scan.
Yeah.
I think I saw one. It was our workplace. And they were doing it for fitness something. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But I was like, yeah, no, thanks,
Not for
guys.
me.
I don't think it's for me. I'll
Yeah.
just give you. I'll be there for you for moral support.
Yet you will put yourself to fly out of a plane.
Oh, I know. But that one it was to conquer my fear. I know my fear about my weight already. I don't need anyone to. I know my issues. I know my issues already. I don't need anything to address it. But yeah, I can't wait to try and do that though, because it didn't happen.
You're going to actually jump out of a plane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
No, but don't you remember? It was so funny because she was like, should I wear my wig or
wig.
not?
Oh my gosh, you remember? I remember. And we were like, don't do it. Don't do
Yes,
it.
but I literally,
mean,
and I
oh my
didn't say
God.
don't do it. I was saying it's a daredevil like that. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I literally emotionally prepared myself and also took out my wig.
Was it with your workplace?
Yeah, it was with my workplace. And then like just had my hair out because I was like, if I'm flying from the sky and if that wig flies off my head, I am finished.
Oh wow.
I'm finished. So yeah, but yeah, it didn't even happen because the wind was it was quite windy, and I think you need like clear skies to do it.
Right.
Maybe that was God's sign telling me not to do it.
Period per. That's it.
Don't
Don't do it again. Don't even bother.
Don't try again.
Don't even
That's
bother. Just that was the sign.
Yeah,
I would do it, but I feel like I'll have a heart attack. Like, I know my limits. Like, I don't mind heights, but there's something that's telling me I'll just like while on the way, and I need to be awake to do the parachute. So that's the only reason why.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not for me.
There are things I feel like I want to do this year though that are just a bit more on the adventurous side. That anyways, but I've started learning to swim.
Oh, our little Nemo.
I'm happy.
Nemo.
So yeah, because my daughter's been learning to swim like since she was like 6 months, and like she's so confident in the water. But we recently took her, and she had a bit of a break like during the Christmas period, and she was already like, it's not that she's forgotten, but she wasn't as confident, like, and she was kind of shaking in the water, and I was like, oh my baby, and I was like, no, I have to make sure she's
Yeah.
I have to make sure we're committed to going to the classes, and then also I feel like if I'm also learning, it will increase the level of commitment.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting stuff.
Wow.
I will not be doing what, if you saw what Abise was doing in the Dubai waters.
Dubai waters, boy.
In the Dubai waters.
Roly poly.
The only one in there. The rest of us were there videoing her like, you go, girl. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, I
I
do
was just trying to,
roly
like,
poly.
dip my toe in the water, and that's it.
But you've really come a long way from that. Even going into that beach, we went to that beach.
Oh yeah, they had that
and
pool thing.
you wouldn't go
Was
in.
it you that was holding me?
Myself and was it Joe or
I don't know.
or Temisa? We were there
I was just
holding
like-
you to come in. You've come a long way. To now say you're doing swimming lessons. Wow, 2025.
2025.
Very, very good.
All about Rosalind. Getting back to Rosalind.
I love it.
That's good.
I love it.
That's
Well,
very good.
the more swimmers, the better. Are you?
I know how to swim.
Okay.
I actually know how to swim, and I realised I can when I went to Spain last summer.
Lovely.
I was like, I know how to swim. What am I doing? I think I have a fear of drowning, and that sometimes clouds my mind, and then I sink because I'm gonna
Because
drown.
you
So-
just have to be one with the water.
Water, yeah.
Guys, I'm excited.
Oh, say yes.
Why are you
Today-
excited?
Because we're doing something that we haven't done in a long time. We're answering dilemmas.
First of all, guys, thank you for sending us some dilemmas, because it's been a minute, and it's
Yeah, long
like
time.
we feel like we can talk to y'all, we can know the real tea on what's going on, and yeah. So today is dedicated to dilemmas.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get more from you guys.
Yes.
So which one are we starting with?
Which one's juicy? They're both. All of them are juicy. I said
They
both
are.
of them. All three of them are juicy.
Do you know what? Normally, I don't think we used to look at them and look at them before, but for these ones, we know which ones because the the prep is a lot. You came back with fire.
Okay.
Should we save the juiciest till last, guys?
Okay, cool.
Let's start off with friends at church.
Okay.
Dilemma.
Yeah.
Shall I read it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello, my sisters. I'm a day one listener, and it's so good to have you guys back. So I have a question. Is it by force to have friends at church? I have my close girls outside of church, and I don't feel any pull to make any new friendships. But it's become quite obvious that I have no church friends when the women's ministry puts on events, and I have no one to speak to. Do I have to put myself out there?
Boy.
Do you know what? This is me. No, as in, I didn't write the dilemma, but as in, this is me. I always say this, like, I don't really have an interest in making friends in the church
Mad. Okay. Why does that come from?
because I've got solid friendships outside of the church.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I've got a solid circle, and I'm like, if I need anything, I just run to them. So I don't mind going into church and coming out.
Okay. So I guess I feel like
So this is good advice for me. So I'm listening.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
listening.
hey, maybe I'm one of the dragons.
You think?
The dragons that you went.
I was just coughing, cussing people that
And
they
you just
coughing,
came and just
they
did-
they coughing, and then I've been coughing. Anyways, yeah, I feel like it depends on like how you're actually defining friendships, because is it like to find like close friends at church? Because a lot of people have friends, but you don't have close friends in different places. So I feel like if they're asking from like a close friendship point of view, and they're asking should they be finding that, then I don't think it's by force. But I do feel like in life it's very important to always put yourself out there, network,
In church?
wherever you go.
Okay.
I think just wherever you go is nice to not be that person that would just be standing there in the corner in the event. Is good to put yourself out there, even if it's just you're doing small talk with people or whatever. Just because you get to meet different people, you get to learn from different people, don't mean that you have to walk away with like strong relationships with them. But like I think sometimes when you're just in your bubble by yourself, then it kind of gives off the impression that you're also closed. And I think it also could close any opportunity, because some people don't necessarily need to be your friends. Like if you meet people at church, they might not be your friends, but I don't know, for instance, your church, there's a lot of like creatives there, right? So even if it's just talking to somebody and you're doing from creative to a creative, like it's something that something could come up that you can do together, you can work together. I just think, but maybe it's the extrovert in me.
I was gonna say, I think it is. I think it is, because I don't feel any way being alone in a room and there's so many people there and I'm not talking to them. I don't like. I'm perfectly comfortable with it. And the fact is, I speak to people because I know it looks bad. Not because I'm like eager to speak to everybody. It's because I know it looks bad to just be there in the corner and not, and I'm also not somebody that enjoys small talk. I like deep, meaningful relationships. And I know that it's long because it's not every day deep, meaningful, but especially when it comes to then church, it's like doing small talk, it's just long. So the relationships I have with females at church, I mean, I think they didn't specify if it's male or females, but they're saying a women's ministry, so I guess females, they've all happened so organically, not by force. And the ones that try and force a relationship with me, I feel it. And I'm very resistant to it.
What's like by force?
Like, you see me every Sunday, you say hi, but you also want to like get into like what I'm up to, what I'm doing. It's like, but it's like, but you don't.
That's what I'm saying, though. Guys.
No, but that's how relation.
That's small talk. Then.
That's small talk.
Like
talk. Oh, what was the big? It's like the forceful.
I was saying, I don't know. You don't talk to me. Say hi and go.
Yeah. And that's okay. I think that's okay. Like, or just you come, you look nice today. Oh, nice, okay, go. But you don't have to be friends. Like, we can be acquaintances. I've actually, in the last 5 years, started to be very comfortable with the word acquaintance. Like, that's okay. But I have seen, and I'm talking about just your church, your relationship with your friends, because you've been at a church for a long period of time. I also was at a church KSC for a long period of time. Most of my friends there I had more male friends than female friends there, and that's some women will say that's the issue with that. But I've seen.
I had a brother.
I always wanted a brother.
I was saying I had a lot of brothers. Brothers.
I actually don't have any words because I can't say that's true or false. It is what it is. But I've noticed with you, and I've seen them at your events or like things that you're doing, like you actually have good female relationships at church, like they're your friends.
Yeah.
So how do you like? But is it because of your, like you said, your nature as an extrovert?
I just think it's just my nature, because there are people that they are my close friends, and there are a lot of people in church that listen, guys, I'm a small talk babe. You guys know I'm an expert at small talk. I don't just go in and say, I'm that person who's like, how are you? How was your week? Oh, I love your dress. I'm not trying to beg for anything. It's just...
But at the same time,
that's just my nature, and I always find it a bit rude when people do speak to me and they don't do small talk. Because it's like, where's the preliminary here?
Talk to me
like,
nice.
Talk to me nice. So I think it's just my nature. Yeah. So I it's very normal for me to, even if it's like someone will share a testimony, I don't know them, but I'll be like, oh, like I really liked your testimony. It's so nice for you to share. It's very encouraging.
That's
I'm not trying to.
That's okay.
I'm saying someone might think that's by force, because it's like, okay, cool, I don't know you.
No. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just it's some of the stuff you actually.
Women's event, I'm trying to think of like some of the stuff that I do. But I'm legit that person that will come to you and say, hi, how are you? And you'll be thinking, go away from me. But I will still be talking to you, and I'll be like, oh, how did you find the event? have you been coming to the women's event for long? If there's literally nobody there, I will talk to you a lot, and you probably have to either exit out the conversation or just say, "Oh, I've got a phone call. I'll come to you later." So it's just my nature. I'm an extrovert. I don't think I have a problem being on my own in spaces, but I think that I get energy from engaging from people. So I guess maybe this question it boils down to who they are. Like, Kenny, you're an introvert.
I am.
So I understand why you can relate to that. Yeah. So I feel like it boils down to who they are. There isn't no right or wrong about it. So if they're an introvert, or what's the mixture one?
Yeah. Everybody. I mean, I even call myself that.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at
like
you.
you're an introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
Ambivert. That's it.
That's it.
Ambivert.
A star for you. Yeah. So I feel like you just need to know yourself, like what you're comfortable with, because like I will feel. I wouldn't necessarily walk away thinking like, oh, I don't have friends. But if I went to that and then there weren't anyone that I spoke to, or maybe someone I felt like I connected with, I'll think, oh, that was a very unfriendly event. Or those are a lot of unfriendly bunch of women. That's what I would walk away with.
And I would walk away with saying that I didn't make those connections because I just didn't want to.
And those two are perfectly fine.
Yeah, they are.
But then like, it depends on where you're doing it. That's why I said like networking, church, like, but you're right, in some, like in a church like mine, there's a lot of creatives there, and but if I go to a networking event and I leave there and I haven't spoken to somebody, it's like, why did you go to the networking event? True. But what I'm thinking about, and I've been trying to ruminate, is like, is there anything biblically that says that we should, how we should engage with other people? I was trying to think of if there's any scripture I've ever come across that says that we should, like, how we fellowship with other people and what that looks like, because I want to also advise her if there's actually biblical angle to actually, like, should we be just staying by ourselves and do it? Because she's not completely by herself. Like she said, she's got friends outside of church. What is our obligation within
the church, like the church building?
You know,
it does say in the word, like, don't forsake the gathering of the brothers, the brethren. It does say that. But then if you're doing that anyway outside with your circle, then.
For me, I have so many questions just from that, because for me it's more of like, okay, why is it that you can, again, for me it's about defining friendships. Like, even to you guys, I always say that my friendships are very much in tiers, and I feel like people can't be everything to you, so it's about going to who for what and knowing what people are good at. So if she has close friends, or if it's just like acquaintances, like, that's okay. Very but okay. And I feel like I've lost my train of thought here. What did you just say?
Not forsaking the gathering.
So I think my question would be more so, why do they find that easier to do outside and not in church? And are all of her friends also Christians? Why?
It's a good question.
Why can't you find that common ground, or that commonality with people in the body that you worship with? So for me, it just raises question that why they so separate.
I think what you're saying is perfect. It's great. It's about figuring out, like, what really are the issues, what are the things that are blocking you. So we've said, what's your personality type? Then it would be, what's your church like? Then it's like, what is your friendship group like? All those different things. So one issue I have is that I'm always seeking friendships with lit Christians. It's an issue that I have within myself. So basically, I'm an introvert, and I find that I'm very much attracted or drawn to people who are opposite to me. If you're an introvert and I'm an introvert, forget it. What's the point? What are we coming to do here? You don't talk, I don't chat. So
you see me, I see you.
That's what I'm saying. We're both there, like. Do you know what I mean? I found that I'm actually drawn to people who are very opposite to me, personality-wise, and then that also then brings out aspects of who I am in that process. And so through the whole small talk thing, straight away I can feel connections, and I'm like, you're an introvert like me. Okay, it's not gonna work. Next one, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's a bit of a vibe. You can actually feel that, and so it's an issue that I'm dealing with. I should not always sought after lit Christians. I need to seek friendships and introverted people as well, like myself. We'll connect in our own individual way.
Yeah,
and it's a real battle that I'm facing, and also again, like your church. So I've had to move church, whereas in, like, for example, you've been in the same church for a long period of time. You've more or less grown up in that church. I've changed. This is like my third church. And the way it all happened, I was not ready to move. My husband was like, we're going. And I was like, I don't want to go. But we moved anyway. And so I wasn't prepared for that. So my heart was closed off to even going there and seeing people, meeting people, so on and so forth. And it's taken me like 3 years to join a small group. It's taken me a long time because also I'm introverted and I'm like, I don't like meeting new people. I don't want small talk. I don't have to sit and explain who I am and blah blah blah. And what if they don't like me because I'm quiet? Like, what if they don't like me? What if they're like, she's boring, man, or whatever? So there's all these things you have to figure out, and I'm part of a really big church. So it's not a small church, it's huge. So the number of people that you see each Sunday is very intimidating already, and then you don't see the same set of people every week. I'm like, I didn't see you last week. I didn't see you last week. So it's always like, that's how tough. Big it is. So you are kind of lost in that. Whereas in each week you go back and you more or less see the exact same people, and same with your church because you're a bit smaller. Maybe you could relate to like KICC where it was bigger.
But then I was there since I was 8. So
but
I knew everybody.
You were 8, okay. So anyone who comes in, you're like, oh, hi. Like, you're used to that. So those are some of the things that then prevent me from, or are obstacles to me making even acquaintances. If I don't see the same people each week, it's like, how can I?
Yeah.
So the welcome team are nice. So I wave at everyone, but
I mean, that brings a question or something we can advise her on, is whether if she does want to make friends and she does want to make them authentically, then being a part of a group at church, like if it is serving in some way, is like, I mean, it's the easiest, most organic way to actually make
100%.
good friends. Like, you know, good friends, they see you regularly, you're chatting, and it's not like by force. You actually have something, there's a reason why you guys are talking, and that could be, if you do want to try, that could be a way to engage, because it's especially I don't know what type of church you go to, I don't know, so it might not be as easy to actually even build that friendship. But
we've given you a range of options. It's not by force. If you do want to do it, you can do it organically, you can put yourself out there, but at the core of it, know who you are, what you're comfortable with, and understand the kind of church that you're in, and you know, also answer some questions on why you don't want to do it as opposed to out on the outside.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one.
Next dilemma.
Next one. Do you want to read
on your phone? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying. Okay, I'll read. Is this Okay, cool. The next dilemma. Okay. Hi, ladies. Recently came across your podcast and I've been locked in since. Thank you. Love it.
The Gen Z.
It's giving Gen Z. I love it.
Oh.
Okay.
Forget it.
Well, I don't normally do this, but thought, hey, no harm, I guess. So my husband and I dated almost 2 years and got married about 5 months ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
big up you guys.
We're both Christians and saved ourselves for marriage, although we're both not virgins.
Good girl.
Hey.
No
commentary.
No.
This commentary, let me get on.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if it's me knowing that I've had sex before, but our sex life is not what I expected it to be in every way.
Damn.
I've tried hinting to him about it, but he doesn't seem to have any issues on his side. I'm dreading having a proper conversation about it. Any advice on how to go about it?
First of all, I love that we have such a spicy one, boy.
It is spicy. So yeah,
so they've saved themselves.
They've both had sex before, but they saved themselves. Okay. So for almost 2 years, and then before getting married,
and they recently married.
And yeah,
the sex is
not hitting. That's what she's saying, and she's mentioned it to him, and he's like, "Well, everything's working on my side. I'm having a good time." That's what it's giving.
I'm giving it to you.
Damn.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
advice would we give to her? Thanks for your dilemma.
Damn, sister.
It's tough because she's actually said she's mentioned it to him. If she hadn't mentioned it to him, it's another story. We're like, okay, this is maybe the way that you can, ways you can address it and did it. But she's actually mentioned it to him, and he said, "It's all good."
But it depends on how she addressed it to him.
She didn't
There's no- there's not-
hint. Hint is not addressing because she's asking us how she should have the conversation.
I've tried hinting to
I
her.
know
she's
my
asking
sister.
how
No
to have
hinting.
the conversation.
No,
No,
hinting.
no.
Do you know what? When I first got, because also I didn't have sex before marriage. I hadn't had sex before, but well, what? Sorry. Anyway, obviously there's things I knew, but in terms of actual intercourse, I did not know. And so I was like, yeah, just happy to be here, And then over time, I realized, there's actually things I like and things I necessarily don't like. And I did struggle at times to think, okay, how do I address it? Because I don't want my husband to think that I'm saying that he's not, because I don't know anything else anyway. So it's like, but I learned that hints don't do anything. Men even just direct.
Yeah.
They don't even take it to heart.
No.
Well, if they do, they don't
It
show
depends.
it. Okay, well,
Yeah, I think it depends.
it's how, I guess it's how you word it. If you're saying,
Yeah.
I don't like when you do this thing, that's a
Yeah,
bit mad.
yeah.
But if you're
Yeah,
like,
no.
oh, it's nice, could you try? I
Yeah.
like this one.
So, what were you doing there?
Rosalie.
I like it.
What were you doing?
She said,
Yeah, I
like that.
yeah. Oh, it's a hard one, because I to some degree, I feel like,
Be guided.
yes. So I feel like I hear you, but the blessing in the fact that when they say don't have the sayings before the marriage is that you don't have something to compare it to.
Okay.
So it's good.
Oh, okay.
It's good in that front because it's like, if it bangs, if it doesn't, what do you know?
It's true.
Right,
There's
right.
literally nothing to compare it to. But if you've had sex before and it's sounding like, obviously she's, in her mind, maybe the sex that she was having before she saved herself is not the same, then I feel like it's tricky. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know.
It actually is.
Me personally, where we've had situations where we have to talk about sex, it's been very much like, I feel like it's easier to do it in the moment. When you have to do like a sit down, it can feel a bit, do you know what I mean? Or, yeah, like I feel like it makes it as a ceremony as opposed to like
It's true.
it's like we're having it like, so she's tried to hint it, I don't know in the ways that she tried to hint it, but it's like because it sounded like the guy thinks that he's really thrown it down, so I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things they might have to be I'm trying to see what my husband will allow me to say on here, but I just think what I would recommend is, I think sometimes for couples, sometimes it's nice to have nights or days whenever you're doing it on who should take the lead.
Okay.
You can do days where different people would take the lead. So if it's like, today I wanna.
Why do you
I wanna
keep
try
changing
some
your
stuff.
voice, please? She's
Oh,
really getting into
because-
it. She said,
because
today I want to try
This
something.
is in her element. That's
No,
what
I'm
it is.
pleased. I'm a sanctified child of God,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also
yeah.
Legal enjoyment.
I'm doing
Legal
my legal
enjoyment.
enjoyment. But I feel
Yeah.
like so it's like today, or like I want to try something new, or I want one that takes the lead, or I want to create this thing for you today. Yeah.
Hey.
So then maybe she can start doing those things, and then it can be like, oh, do you like that? Or sometimes you can even just guide their hand.
Yeah.
Like a lot of men think that, they are so good at this, but it's not that they're not, but it's not hitting us as much as they think that it
Yeah.
is.
That's okay. And that's okay.
That's
you
okay,
have
but
to
that's
guide
why
them.
you have to guide
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So you can have certain moments like that where it's like you can say, oh babe, like today I'm gonna show you like the stuff that I like that you've been doing that I like, and then just guide him. If it's, I don't know, it's the way you want him to finger you, if it's the way they want him to suck you, it's the way they want him to suck your breast. Just, what are we doing here? Are we not all married?
No, I've already said my own. Please don't.
I'm saying
it's just now you're actually giving
Detail.
she's asking us for advice.
step by step. But you know what? I okay, carry on and then I'll say
No, but
what.
she's asking us for advice. I personally feel like with men and their ego, if you're having a sit down conversation about it, I think it's a bit intense. In regards to sex, I will say only do that if it's like it's gotten to the point where you feel like, oh babe, like, do you know, like what's going on? Then fair enough. But I feel like you can do the exciting stuff or the interesting stuff where it's like when you're having sex, you can just guide his hand on what you want. Just like I was gonna touch you.
Let's play.
But it's like, just on what you want, and just tell him, oh, I like this, like stuff like that, and then see how he reacts to that, or just like when say sometimes others after a certain session, like sometimes say if it's like, let's be real, the sex sessions are not always banging. That's the reality of it.
They vary.
They're not always banging. It varies. Like there's times it's quick. There's times it's like we just
times
we're bored.
as women, our bodies are just not.
Yeah. So like it might be just like sometimes it's like if me and my husband are tired, I'll just be like, I think today we're both. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just things like that. It's like it's how you say it.
Yeah.
So I've given you some tips on things that I've done.
Thank you, big sis.
Honestly.
So nice.
No, but I think what you said is key. Do you know what? While you were talking, it really made me think about this idea of we look at our past and the things that we may not be proud of, and we say, oh, we don't want to. We're told to just like ignore it and then move forward. But there are some key learnings you've learned about yourself and the way that you like to be touched that can be transferred, but you're the only one that knows them. So you're the only one that can tell him you can't. He's not a mind reader. You guys did well done. You held it down for 2 years. So now teach him what you
enjoy.
Teach him how you like to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's you two forever now.
Yeah,
honestly,
Ain't no way someone's trying to do that for
honestly
forever. That's hard work. So
yeah.
Oh, and real. You know a lot of things that women were good at. If you like, if it's like really serious, things that I always try to indirect my husband by sending him clips I see on Instagram.
What clips?
like TikToks.
No positions. No, oh my god.
Though.
No, but it like
there are a lot of online magazines that you try different positions. You know, you can be like, oh, should we try this one today?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you can do that too. But I'm saying if it's like if you're like they've been married 6 months.
5.
5. Okay. And you feel like it's like just you can send like I don't know if you see like clips. You know, there's all these like preachings. Be like, satisfy your wife. Like maybe you just send it. Oh, what do you think about this?
That one's tricky though.
I feel like
I think you have to know your man.
Yeah, you have to know your man ultimately.
Know your man,
but you have to tell him
because some men don't like indirects.
Yeah.
Yeah, know your man.
Me and my husband, I always send indirect. Be like, what do you think about this? And he'd be like, do you have something to say? That's my opener. Yeah, like I think I'll just say, yeah, you have to tell him or show him, sis.
Yeah.
Start use his hand, say, I like it like this, I like it like this.
And they like that as well.
They do.
They like it. And then just give him a good performance. Just show him that it's really touching you at the depths of your heart. But and then maybe sometimes, or if he's doing the stuff that he thinks is really throwing it down and you don't like it, maybe you can just do a bit, because
no man wants to see
just be a bit stiff.
Yeah.
Just be a bit stiff that when he's doing it, and then he'll be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, babe, when you were touching my thigh, I really like it. Can you go back to that and touch it again?
Yeah, I think it's solid advice.
That's your advice, love. That's your advice. Communicate with him and show him.
Kenya said absolutely nothing. I just clocked.
I let my sis.
But
The sexpert take the stage.
Excuse no, please take it out.
No, as in the way you're talking, you sound like a sexpert,
You know what?
which is a good thing. It's
I
not a bad
wouldn't say
thing.
that it's that. I would say that Rosalind is a sex expert. I would say she's just confident. She knows what she likes, and she's just saying, "This is how you should." Come on.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. I mean, I think that's what it is. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
once you're just confident about what it is that you,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
want, just there's no point pretending or hiding. Oh,
Marriage is a long time.
Just it's a long time. So yes,
and you've held it out. Oh,
yes,
we held
You've
it out
helped
for
me.
ages.
You've given me advice, both
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give us an update though, sis. Let us know.
It'll be good.
It's
to know.
very interesting. The next dilemma we're doing.
Or the final.
Yeah. Time wise, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi there, covers face. No. I'm recently engaged and made the worst mistake of my life. I went on a wedding trip with my friends from uni where my ex, that we were together for a while, was there. It's not looking good.
It's not looking good, Brev.
Unfortunately, I made some choices and we ended up getting together. I've spoken to my girls about it and they have advised not saying anything to my partner. It's been 3 months now and I still haven't shared it. Although I don't feel as guilty, I feel like I'm trying to be better in my walk and considering maybe I should tell him. I came across your podcast and felt like I could relate to you guys. So what are your thoughts?
Sorry, was the sentence that she doesn't feel guilty? Or doesn't
She said she doesn't feel as guilty. It's been 3 months. She's boss case for 3 months. First of all, that 3 months.
Guys.
Because wedding trips, like, things happen and it goes
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah.
3 months.
So they're engaged. They're not yet to be married. Her friends have told her, keep your lips closed. Don't say a thing.
Yeah.
I can't lie, I don't agree with the friends, but it's because you're not married yet. Release yourself. You're not ready to be married. Why are you?
True.
Why? Like, you obviously there's still something with your ex. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. My first initial thoughts is I do not agree with the friends because there's obviously you're not entering the marriage with the right mindset. If you think that what if you're now married and you see your ex again, are you gonna go and sleep with him again? I don't understand. Like, what? My initial thoughts are, yeah, please, sis, don't get married. And then you want
to the man.
Yeah, don't you're not ready. Maybe, yeah. And I would the whole telling him, yeah, it's hot, it's hot. Maybe even if you don't tell, if you decide you're not gonna tell him, don't get married because you're not ready. If you are sleeping with another man,
I hear that.
Yeah. I think I agree with the friend. Don't say it. What's the
Jesus.
purpose? What's the intention of saying it? Like, if it was my husband, I'm going to have to confess. I mean, he's gonna find out.
The husband.
If I were actually married, I would have to tell him because I've stepped out. I would have to tell my husband.
How can you keep it?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be able to keep that. He's probably gonna feel it in his spirit anyway. Can't lie. Do you know what I mean?
But if you can feel it in his spirit when you're
engaged,
in married, you're saying,
married, yeah.
Why would he not feel it
because
engaged?
When you're actually married, you're like one. You're one now. We're one.
That's true.
So now we're actually one. Trust me, if there's things you just physically cannot hide from your partner.
It's very true.
Like, you try your best, and they're like, why are you?
They're seeing it's manifesting in different ways.
Right.
Or something.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In marriage, you actually can't hide it. When you're pre-married, I just think don't tell him. What's the purpose? What is the purpose?
So then if you go on.
I'm with Kenya.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like there's a lot of questions to this. One, you need to have a very honest, like, raw conversation with yourself about like, why was I in that situation?
Yeah.
Are there unresolved feelings they have for your ex? Yeah, she said that they've been together for a long time.
Did she? I don't even know.
Yeah, it said they've been together for a while. It's given
That's even worse. So who was this ex from secondary school?
Yeah, no, they're uni friends. They're on a wedding trip, uni friends. So No, but so my thing is, yeah, you know, everybody. I don't want to say. I'm trying to think, Rosalind. You're a changed woman. I'm a changed woman. But I still need to say this here. This is just for. I'm not saying. We're all trying to be better here, but I feel like if you've been intimate with people in the past year, and say is multiple people, everybody has that. Not one, but there are some guys that they can get you.
Okay.
Right.
There are some guys that have that influence on you. If your ex is that guy to you, sis, free yourself.
As in, what does free yourself mean?
I will say don't tell, but definitely do not go ahead with them. Like leave that man alone. And remove yourself from that situation. If you feel like you're not in a place to establish boundaries, what you did, like you're there now having flashbacks about the positions, all this stuff you have unresolved.
And then you'll be requesting those positions with your new man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you actually feel like you still have ties to that man, I honestly will say to you, sis, leave it alone, because although even if you don't tell anybody, you're going to go through the turmoil of going ahead with this marriage, marrying this man, and also he's the last encounter that you've had. So every sex and now you're having your marriage, you're going to be comparing it to him.
And one day you could mistakenly say his name.
God,
that'd be really bad.
That's very sweet.
But guys, can we discuss this? Not saying anything.
The reason why I'm saying I feel like it's important to tell situations, but I also feel like when you're telling, who you're telling it for? Are you telling to free yourself of the guilt? Because telling someone that you cheated, when you hear that information, your world also comes crumbling down. It's a lot to put on someone. So for me, I would be questioning, like, what are your intentions of telling him? Yeah, I feel like if you're leaving him alone and saying, I don't think I'm ready for marriage, I'm ready for you, fair enough. But I just feel like, I don't know. Yeah, I just think that there's a lot of questions. I don't want to say tell him, don't tell him. I'm just saying, if I was you, I will not tell him, but I'll free that man if I feel like I have unresolved feelings for my ex. But this one is.
But what if it was just a one?
This is controversial advice. Please don't tell your pastor that I gave you this advice. Yeah, me, I'm just applying wisdom. Yeah,
Rosalind.
No, I'm trying to apply with.
I think you're applying knowledge
from God. So God, please help me. But I feel like if you really do have a real serious conversation with yourself, and you genuinely, sister, I would say genuinely 3 times to you feel like that was a mistake. Yeah, you don't even know how you find yourself in that place. You've gotten rid of that guy. You've blocked him on everything. You have buried yourself of everything. You genuinely feel like you genuinely feel like you have, because you said something about 3 months or whatever. Anyways, you've worked on yourself.
She's not feeling as guilty.
Yes, but she's not feeling as guilty before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you do something and it's been 3 months and nothing has come out, you'll be thinking that you've bust case. That's probably why she's not feeling as guilty.
See, I didn't read it that way. I felt that she's not guilty. She doesn't feel so guilty about what actually took place, but should she still tell her man? That's the way I've understood it.
Oh, no, then in that case, I would tell him.
Okay.
Wait, but what's the difference between the two?
Because she's not, actually, no. In that case, I will leave him, but not. In everything, I will say, don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
If I have to be honest, I would not, if I was in that position, I would not tell him, especially if I didn't feel guilty about it, because at the end of the day,
of course,
you
have
to be honest
about it. Why would you just? He wouldn't be playing.
You're just telling him to.
You just
true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like if you've actually done the work, and say like the wedding is like next week. I don't know. I just feel like you have to have a honest conversation with yourself. If you truly feel like that was a mistake, yeah, you've confessed to God first of all, because really and truly, who do you confess our sins to? Is it not God? You've confessed to God, yeah. That 3 months you use it to do the work, yeah.
But there's confession. You can sin and say to God, I'm sorry for my sins, but it doesn't mean that there's still not a reaction to it. Like, and so I'm really struggling with the not telling him. I'm really struggling with it because I don't know. I know the whole who is it for, and I know it's like I get that, but it's like this man. You will tell this man, I'm not ready to be in a relationship with you. What's not stopping this man from saying, I'll do anything to be in a relationship with you? Anything you're worried about, I'll be able to support you on it. And then what's left? Like, you're just leaving him? What would that mentally even do to him? He's just thinking, what have I done? Like, what has happened? What has happened?
And they're engaged.
Like, they're about to get married.
I don't know.
Like, I think you not telling him, it seems
that
more...
to know my heart is beating.
Yeah, it's like you
the thing is, you know, sometimes women tell their partners that they've cheated, and those partners sometimes end up still forgiving them.
That's
anyway.
very true as well.
I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. If I was in that situation, I would just exit from the situation, but they will not know why.
What are you saying?
The Bible actually encourages us to confess our sins to one another.
Well,
it is James 5:16 says, therefore confess your sins to one another.
It's in the Bible now.
And pray for one another that you may be healed.
It's in the Bible
and then it says
now.
a bit further down,
it's in the Bible now.
Proverbs 28:13, whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy.
It's in the Bible now.
This is a confessor.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It's hard.
There's certain situations that's so crazy.
Well,
just if you really love that man, just my sister, pray fast if you need to.
Yeah,
do all you can, and then tell him, and then trust that God will
be done.
Will help him.
It gives me ease to know that's in the Bible, because it's like it's outside of just how I'm feeling. It's like God is telling me this is what I should do. So it's outside of it's outside of me.
Maybe I'm speaking from my perspective, but if it's like going to break me, don't tell me. Like, do right by me and just remove yourself from the situation. Don't tell me. If it's I'm gonna go crazy trying to figure out what I did. It's fine. It's better than not knowing. Okay. That's what I think. Like, I'm not...
There's this show on... Have you seen Netflix called Missing You? Or
have you watched it?
I've watched the first episode.
Yeah. Okay, then don't worry. I won't spoil it for you.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, but you never know, basically.
Watch that show,
you never know,
and it will also give
that
you
sometimes it's like you should also trust in the grace that love can cause people to give. Yeah. So you never know.
It's true.
So have I changed my advice?
We've changed our advice.
Me,
sis, tell him.
That's why I said when you said wisdom, I said what?
No, that was not wisdom. But I had my advice, and then also the Bible has told us. So I feel like that negates
everything.
That negates everything.
It all.
But yeah, I feel for you.
Confess.
That's it's hard.
Confess.
It's hard.
You have to pray over that conversation.
If it was Rosalind back in the day, though, I can't lie. I would say sit on that. You basket 3 months is looking good for you. Just continue to keep to.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, sis. She said
Rosalind. She has been renewed. She's been renewed by the blood of the Lamb.
I still need some renewing.
No, clearly,
but I also
flesh.
feel like,
guys,
so the conclusion is tell him, I feel sorry for you, though.
Sorry, we're not laughing, but boy,
it's too much.
It's too much. I feel for you, but
sorry.
Yeah.
It's the consequences, huh?
Consequences. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but sis, we'll pray for you. My heart goes out for you, because that stuff is not easy to tell. If the marriage is next week as well, oh my goodness. Do you know what, practically, I'm going on. It's okay. Listen to the Bible.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social handles and our platforms below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Guys, please send us more dilemmas. This is fun.
Please.
See, this was very fun.
Bye.